Join me today where vintage Christmas meets everyday function. Thanks so much for stopping by back to the channel today in my continuation of my Christmas 2025 series. It was the night before Christmas and we're still here in the dining room with not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. And we've been doing a lot of work in here with vintage pieces. And someone was so kind to tell me and send me in a comment, because I've been using the words, interchangeably, retro, vintage, and antique. And I was informed that retro is 20 years and younger, and a vintage is between 20 and between over 20 and up to 100, and then antique would be over 100. So most of the pieces that we're looking at in that I have are vintage, because a lot of them are, I would want to say, like in the 70-year range, 75-year range, something like that. So in today's video, what I'm doing is I'm going to be working on two areas in here, and basically these areas have to function, so they cannot be overdone. Now there's a lot going on in this room, so when you look at the video at first, you're going to say, well, you know what, that's not much of anything right there. But actually, like I said, they have to function. I have to take them apart so that they can be used interchangeably, and especially the table. The table is just a very simple thing right now, because I use the table so much in decorating, because I'll put all towels down and then we put all our ornaments on it, especially for the 12-foot tree. So it can't be something here that I'm going to be going crazy, taken down. So and when we entertain, we do come into the dining room. So I did something simple for now. It may change. I'm going to see when the whole thing is done. So anyway, so join me today. I'm going to be working on the server over there, and I'm going to be working a little bit on the table, and then I'm going to let you in on a little bit what's coming up next. Okay, so let's get going. So this room is multifaceted. It has so many different parts to it. So we did the hutch, we did the sidebar. Now I'm going to do this piece right here, so you can see I have it opened up already. See, it closes like this, and I'm going to keep it open like this, because what I'll do is I'm going to put something there, and then I just cleaned it. That's why it looks wet there. And it'll also be ready, because we put cookies and stuff out like that. So after I get this done, in this room there still is the table, of course, the tree that has to go in here, and then the window, which I can't do until after Thanksgiving, because I don't want people in the outside world thinking I'm nuts. Okay, so let's get going here. I'm putting this platter in first. You know what? I don't think this is vintage, but it certainly looks it. So it fits the decor that's going on here perfectly. So I'm going to put that there, and then if we need it, it's easy to take right off that stand, that it can be used, because this needs to be a little bit functional right here, not just pretty. Next in is this pretty a serving tray, which a school colleague, when she came to visit us at Christmas time, brought this. It's really, really pretty, and it's really heavy. It's really, really nice. Both of Marianne and I really like this. So I'm going to put this in front of that platter, because again, we use this and it'll be functional there. All right, so I opened the drawer looking for something, and I forgot I had these placemats. So I'm definitely putting this here, because I have that plaid going on here. This almost matches the one that's on the hutch. And I forgot that my nephew's girlfriend gave us these last year. They're beautiful, so I'm putting them on display there. Look how pretty these are. How could I forget completely about them? I don't know. Spode. So she got us this tray for cookies, this, beautiful, and these two bowls right here. Look how pretty. This says, family and friends are the greatest gifts. I don't have my glasses on. And this has believe and peace and love and joy, and I think they're going to be really pretty there. Okay, I like that. They're really pretty, and I want to see them. Look how detailed they are. Really nice. putting this cake tray here because, again, we can use it, and I can't resist that bit of sparkle Christmas time. And this really heavy decanter, that's old. And these glasses, these shot glasses, because when people come over for the holidays, we always give them a shot of something. So they're handy to be used right there. And those are old too. They were given to us, I believe, as an engagement present. And last but not least on this table, this ceramic tree, which was given to my mother. It's got to be about 50 years old. And now Marianne's mother actually made one. She was going to ceramic classes, but Marianne's sister, I believe, has it. And I don't even know if she puts it up because she's not too big on Christmas. So I don't know. But I know Marianne's mother made one as well. I think she left the snow off of hers, if I remember correctly. But this one was given to my mother. So it's another antique piece. I guess 50 years counts as vintage, definitely, right? So I think, again, it goes really well in this room. That's why when I thought about doing all of our vintage glassware and things here, I figured, well, we have nice pieces. We might as well display them together so they can be appreciated by people who would appreciate them. All right, so I think that's going to work out. I think it looks kind of nice, and yet it's very functional because I can take everything off and we can use it to set up cookies and whatnot, whatever we need for whatever we're doing in the room. And the only thing that will stay there is the ceramic tree in the corner. So function and beauty, I guess. All right, so now we're at the dining room table, and I don't want to really create the real centerpiece that I'm going to be using for Christmas because it is really early, and I use the dining room table to put ornaments out, to decorate other trees and things like that. But I didn't want to leave it blank because it was just bothering me. So what can I do here to make it, look like it belongs to part of the room, yet it's going to be easy for me to take down and to, when I need to take it down. So something really, really simple, yet something that is going to look appropriate to this room. So again, like everywhere else in this room, I'd like to add a vintage piece onto the dining room table, at least for now, while I'm deciding what I'm actually going to do there. So I'm going to start by putting this really nice velvet runner down the center, and it's really nice. I like the hunter green, and the red is so intense against one another, and then the little gold dots, in the red, it reminds me something, very regal. So that goes first. Next, I need something that I can easily pick up, like I said, because we're nowhere near where this is going to really be, but I need something right now that can be very movable. So I'm going to use this mirror in the center to hold what I'm going to put on top of it. So the next piece in is the vintage piece right here, well, one of the vintage pieces, and this is a cookie jar that was given to us by our sister-in-law, and she had no room for it any longer, and she thought that we could use it. When I saw it, I liked the detail on it, I liked the color on it, and I like the age about it. So here it is. And I think it looks really nice here, and it goes along with all the cookie jars that we have in the china hutch. So I think it's good for right now. Looks nice there. Next in are these candle holders, these plaid candle holders, and I want to say they're about 30 years old or so. I can't remember where we got them anymore, but I always, take them out during Christmas time. Again, I like that. It's that tartan kind of plaid kind of look, and I think it goes well with this whole decor that I'm doing in the dining room this year. It's again, it's like one of those old things that when you look at it, you're like, oh yeah, that's home. Has been here, and I love it. I added in a couple more crystal candle holders with some candles, and I tried to avoid it, but the table just looked too blank, so I had to add in these two little trees right here. They're old too. They're about 20 years old. I forgot I had them with those little red bases, and I thought they really looked nice. They went well with what's going on the table. It's so hard for me because I want to go in there and I want to, really over decorate the table like I do everything else. But like I said, I'm trying to make it a little bit easier for myself that when I need the table to put things on, I can just take this stuff right off and put it back on for now. Anyway, so I don't know. Well, what do you think about it? It's passable, right? And I think it does coordinate with what's going on in the room. Next up, what else? What a vintage style tree. Okay, buddy, thanks so much for stopping by. I'll be seeing you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.